the MCU, what I think. Hello and welcome to another video. And this time around I thought I'd push the boat out and talk about the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, I think I should point out before I start, I haven't necessarily seen all of this. I certainly haven't seen the television series. I have seen, I'd say, 85% of it in a 90 maybe in one way or another. I also think it's worth pointing out that while I am certainly not a normie, I think it's fair to say I'm a full-on nerd. When it comes to Marvel, I kind of am a normie. I'm not a comics guy. I never read any of the comics when I was a kid. I've never been into comics. And I certainly would not say that I'm a fan of the MCU. I have seen a lot of them. That doesn't necessarily make me a fan. So this is coming from the perspective of somebody who, even though I'm very much a geek in other fandoms, I'm kind of a normie in this one. So my opinions may not be the same as your average Marvel fan. Okay, let's get started. The very first MCU film was, of course, Iron Man in 2008, and I saw Iron Man at the cinema, mainly because I presume I thought the trailers were okay, maybe the reviews were good. I kind of think I saw it mainly because I like Robert Downey Jr. And I enjoyed Iron Man. It's a fun movie. Now, I have to be honest, I don't think I was even remotely aware that, again, this is how much of a a normie I am in regards to this stuff. I don't think I was remotely aware that this was any intention of having like a shared universe or anything like this. I don't think I was aware of this for quite a while, to be honest. I liked Iron Man. I liked it not least because it was a comic book movie, but it was kind of real world. It was tech rather than superpowers or aliens or any of that stuff. It felt like a kind of a grounded superhero movie. And again, I really like Robert Downey Jr. So yeah, I enjoyed Iron Man. The next one was The Incredible Hulk. I did not see The Incredible Hulk up until about 3 or 4 years ago. I've never seen the Eric Bana one. I love the TV show. I love the 70s, 80s Incredible Hulk TV show. And I'm one of those people, I don't like multiple versions of things. Not generally speaking, Jeremy Brett is Sherlock Holmes, I love Johnny Lee Miller, but that's so kind of divorced from the original Victoriana Sherlock Holmes that it doesn't really feel like it's the same thing anyway. Like Miss Marple, Joan Hickson is Miss Marple. I don't need any others, so that's kind of my attitude to the Incredible Hulk. Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno are the Incredible Hulk. I don't need any others. That being said, I did see this 3 or 4 years ago. I actually thought it was pretty good. Apparently this is really unpopular and not liked very much. I thought it was pretty decent. I thought Edward Norton did a good job. I think the portrayal, both the portrayal in terms of the writing and Norton's performance, way better than what came later, in my opinion. Again, I thought it was reasonably good. The next one was Iron Man 2, which was okay. I found it a little bit disappointing. It's not as good as the first one. I think my two biggest problems with Iron Man 2 were half of it was set, shoring up the shared universe thing, which I wasn't really very interested in. And the other thing was the ending was kind of anticlimactic. They spent the entire movie building up what's his face, Mickey Rourke, as this big threat and big nemesis, and he was defeated pathetically easily. It's like Iron Man didn't even barely break a sweat smacking him down, which felt a bit anticlimactic. The next one was Thor. I did not see Thor at the time. I had no interest in it at all. I don't know if I was even aware it was anything to do with, anything to do with Iron Man or anything like that. I think I rented it again about 4 or 5 years ago. I think I turned it off. It's just not my cup of tea at all. The next one was Captain America, the First Avenger. I did not see that. at the cinema. Again, I tried to catch up with some of these about 3 or 4 years ago. I think I turned this off. I'm not sure. I can't really remember. I wasn't keen on it. And this was a popular one. It didn't do anything for me. And it's perhaps surprising because, I mean, I kind of feel like it should have done because it's like a period thing, World War II, and I tend to like that kind of thing. It did not do anything for me, I'm afraid. Oh well. And the next one, the climax to phase 1, was the Avengers, which everybody loves. You know, it's a huge success and it's held up as one of the greatest things ever. I think it's kind of okay-ish, a little bit veering towards meh, to be honest. And again, no, I know, you can probably tell, this is not going to be your average MCU review. I just distinctly remember coming out of the cinema, kind of standing waiting for the bleeding bus, like 5 minutes later, thinking to myself, you know, I've just walked out of the cinema and I cannot remember a single thing about what I watched. Oh dear, I didn't think it was all that. I'm sorry. Anyway, phase 2 begins with Iron Man 3, which everyone and their dog hates. I think Iron Man 3 is great. Oh dear, the joys of being a contrary bastard. I'm sorry, I really enjoyed Iron Man 3. I have to be honest, again, like with the Avengers, I wasn't keen on throwing Tony Stark into this shared universe with all these gods and aliens and that. I found it a little bit silly. I kind of liked the real world feeling of the Iron Man movies, and it just kind of threw that away. But okay, but I really enjoyed Iron Man 3. It's Shane Black, and it's quite obviously Shane Black. It feels like a freaking 80s action movie. And I'm sorry, I know this will cause some serious butt hurt. I'll take an 80s action movie over a bleeding modern comic book movie any day of the freaking week, and then some. And again, I'm not a comics guy, so the twist that the Mandarin was just an actor pretending not only did not annoy me, I thought it was hilarious. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really dig Iron Man 3. It was great fun. You see, I told you this wasn't going to be your standard MCU review. The next one was Thor: The Dark World. I'd never seen it. I don't think I've even tried it. I really didn't like the first one, so I'm like, nope. The next one was Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I did see that at the cinema. It was pretty good. I mean, I don't think it's overrated somewhat. You know, a lot of people kind of orgasm over it. I thought it was pretty solid. It was pretty solid. Yeah, I liked it. The next one was Guardians of the Galaxy, which I really liked. Again, I'm not sure I even realized this was supposed to be part of the same cinematic universe. Obviously, I knew it was a Marvel comic book movie, but you know, it seemed so far removed from all the rest of it. I just kind of thought it was its own thing. It's a space opera. You know, it's a Star Wars-esque space opera with a sense of humor. I liked it. I really like Guardians of the Galaxy. It's definitely one of the best for me. Yeah, it was great fun. Absolutely. Of course, I was interested because I like Karen Gillan as well. I'm Doctor Who fan. In case there's any newbies watching this who aren't aware of that. Next up was Avengers: Age of Ultron. Now again, this is I know a lot of people don't like this one. Apparently, this one, you know, the first one is beloved. The Age of Ultron is often slagged off. Honestly, I thought it was pretty much exactly the same as the first one. I can't say I detected anything particularly better or worse about it. It was just the same old mush to me. It was okay, instantly kind of forgettable. I did try watching it again a few years ago. I think it was on Netflix or something like that. I kind of turned off after the first 15 minutes because of the whole CGI overload just made my eyes glaze over. So I went and watched a 70s movie instead. But I honestly I don't really get it. It seemed pretty much exactly the same as the first one to me. And the next one was Ant-Man, which I liked. I like Paul Rudd, and it seemed like an interesting. Michael Douglas being in it was also a draw. I like Michael Douglas, and it seemed like something slightly different and quirky. It was a fun movie. I liked it. Yeah, it's okay. That's the end of Phase 2. Phase 3 begins with Captain America: Civil War. I thought this was okay, to be honest. I guess I liked it maybe a bit more than Age of Ultron, because the conflict between Steve and Tony did give it a little bit more of an extra edge. Again, I can't say I was a massive fan of it. Yeah, okay. The next one was Doctor Strange. I didn't see that at the cinema. I think I rented it on DVD. I turned it off after so long. It did absolutely nothing for me. I'm sorry. The next one was Guardians of the Galaxy 2. It's not bad. I don't think it was as good as the first one. It was okay. I haven't really seen it since. It was okay. The next one was Spider-Man Homecoming, which was the first of the new Spider-Man movies, the new Spider-Man movies. Again, I think I rented this. I can't remember whether I rented it on DVD or whether it was on streaming or something. I can't remember. I turned it off after so long. It just didn't interest me at all. I'm sorry. Again, I have to say, I like the Raimi movies. Again, I'm not a massive comic book guy, but I enjoyed the Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire movies, and that was Spider-Man to me. And the moment they threw that series out the window for no purpose and just rebooted the whole fucking thing again, I kind of lost interest in any more Spider-Man. I'm sorry. It's just like, why? What the fuck are you doing? I did not. I'm sorry. I know we kind of retconned it. Well, he got his trilogy. Yeah, but that was not the intent, was it? To me, that it did not feel like that character had run its course or that series had finished, and then suddenly they just really. I'm sorry. Why should I invest in the last one when why should I invest in any new Spider-Man when you've just screwed over the last one that I was invested in? No, go away, cough. The next one was Thor Ragnarok. I didn't see it at the time. I didn't like the first two. I did become aware that the third one was supposedly a different tone and was generally better received. Again, I think I rented this and I turned it off within about 20 minutes. It's just not for me. Black Panther, I've never seen. Doesn't look very good. Not terribly interested. The moment the marketing started with, you'd better see this and declare it the greatest motion picture ever or you're racist, that pretty much killed any interest that I might have had, frankly, because I don't respond to that kind of bullshit. Sorry. Go away. The next one was Avengers Infinity War. I saw this at the cinema. This was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Yeah. Yeah, what do you want me to say? I liked it. It was decent. The next one was Ant-Man and the Wasp. I saw this at the cinema. It was okay. It's not as good as the first one. It was still watchable. It was perfectly fine. It's not quite as good as the first one. It was okay. The next one was Captain Marvel. Never seen it. No interest. Again, the fact that they're starting. The fact that half the marketing was, you'd better see this and declare it the greatest thing ever, or you're dead. Yeah, again, I just immediately just lose interest whatsoever. If you haven't got anything else to market your Marvel, your fucking movie with, other than identity politics, horse shit, I'm already not interested. Piss off. And the next one was Avengers Endgame. I know some people don't like this. I enjoyed it. It was fine. I haven't seen it since. Again, I'm not a huge fan of these things, but I enjoyed it at the cinema. I mean, I had some qualms given the nearly 3-hour running time, which is a bit of a freaking butt number, especially at the cinema. But yeah, I thought it was pretty decent. Yeah. And the next one was Spider-Man Far From Home. Again, I did not see this at the time. I did kind of go back and try it again later on. And again, I just kind of turned it off. I don't find these characters particularly interesting. I'm sorry, it just didn't really do it for me. Sorry. And now we're on to phase 4, which I have to be honest, this is where even my casual interest in this stuff really fell off a cliff. I am aware that a lot of fans are not happy as well, and I can see why, because even as a casual normie in terms of this stuff, yeah, most of it I really don't give a toss about. Black Widow, never seen it. It's not got very good reviews. It seemed like a very strange thing to do, to give an individual movie to a character you've already killed. What's the point? Yeah, not seen it. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, never seen it. Not had any interest in it. Not really interested in even watching it on streaming or YouTube or whatever. Same goes for Eternals. Just looks like completely wet fish. Don't care. Spider-Man No Way Home. I really, really, really liked Spider-Man No Way Home. I would say that, and it's the only one of Phase 4. And I know, as a lot of people have pointed out, it's probably more down to Sony than Marvel. I really like No Way Home, and of course, I admit I liked it because in many ways it's Spider-Man 4, isn't it? It's the it's the Raimi-verse. That's why I liked it. Like I said, I liked it enough that I actually tried to go back and check out the other ones in this Spider-Man series, and I just wasn't into it. But I really enjoyed this. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I had no interest in the Andrew Garfield movies either. It's nothing against him. He's perfectly likable in this. I watched this for the Raimi-verse stuff. I mean, I would have watched this just for Doc Ock and what's his face, Green Goblin. The fact that Toby was in there too, yeah, I really enjoyed it. And that, I know it's been it's just nostalgia, but yeah, but I don't think that what's nostalgia got to do with it. I like these characters, dude. I liked that universe. I liked seeing it again. I'd like another one with these characters. That's nothing to do with fucking nostalgia. I just like that universe better than the other ones we've had since. Sorry. Again, apologies if butt hurt is caused. Yeah, I really liked it. Willem Dafoe was great. It was fabulous as Green Goblin, of course, as he always was. Yeah, I really enjoyed Spider-Man No Way Home, and I have to admit, I think a lot of other people, it made me interested to check out Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, at least until the reviews kind of came in. I rented it on YouTube. I didn't go to the cinema. I turned it off within half an hour. I just don't care. It's boring. And the endless CGI overload just bores the crap out of me. Thor Love and Thunder, no interest. Not seen it. Not going to. No interest at all. Same goes for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Don't care. I've not seen any of the Disney Plus TV shows. I don't have Disney Plus. I can't get it. I'm not even interested in getting it, so no. And of course, Phase 5, the only one we've had has been Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. I've not seen it. Honestly, even before all the reviews came out saying it was dog shit, the trailer put me off. And I say that as someone who quite liked the first two. The trailer put me off because it doesn't look like a bloody Ant-Man movie. It looks like like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness or some other weird thing set on some alien world with CGI background. It doesn't. It seems to completely lose the gimmick that makes Ant-Man interesting and quirky and different. So I really didn't have any interest from the trailer. It looked bleh, and all the reviews have not made me remotely interested. As for anything that's supposedly coming, I'm interested in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I guess I'm interested in Deadpool 3. That's about it. I can't say I give a toss about any of the other ones. No, not really. Anyway, Anyway, so that's my assessment of the MCU from the perspective of somebody who is a nerd, who is a geek, and yet when it comes to like Marvel, the comic book stuff, not just Marvel, DC as well, I'm a normie when it comes to this stuff. I know there's I know the big characters like Superman and Batman and that. That's about it. And I like the Christopher Reeve movies, and I like the Michael Keaton Batman movies. That's about, that's about it. Anyway, that's my perspective on the MCU. I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble on. I'll talk to you again soon.